President Joe Biden again reinforced concern today about the leaked draft of a U.S. Supreme Court ruling to overturn Roe v. Wade, which gave women the right to access abortion. A new poll from the Texas Politics Project at the University of Texas at Austin found a majority of Texans oppose making abortion illegal if Roe v. Wade is overturned. Dr. Jim Henson, executive director of the Texas Politics Project, is joining me to talk about the findings. Dr. Henson, thank you for your time.
Great to be here, Ashley.
You all asked two big questions on the topic of abortion. Let's start with the answers for availability of abortion. What did you ask and what did you find?
Sure. This is a very standard question that's used in a lot of circumstances, including some big national surveys, where we give respondents two extreme endpoints. We say, by law, abortion should never be permitted, or by law, a woman should always be able to obtain an abortion as a matter of personal choice. Only 15% said that by law, abortion should never be permitted, and this is the anticipated outcome of the trigger law. 39% said that by law, a woman should always be able to obtain an abortion as a matter of personal choice. Tellingly, 28% said that the law should only permit abortion in cases of rape, incest, or when the woman's life is in danger. And then 11% chose the position that, is sort of in between those two. So what we see is that, two key things here. Texans are very divided. There's not a consensus on this issue, as we all know. And then the other is that the share that are more permissive on abortion and maintaining abortion as an option for women is much larger than the law that would ban it outright.
We asked the second abortion question and found the majority of those Texans essentially oppose House Bill 1280, which is the law that will make abortions in Texas illegal 30 days after Roe is overturned unless a woman's life is in danger. Talk to us about those results.
Yeah, we've asked this question several times since the so-called trigger bill that you're describing was being discussed in the legislature back in early 2021. And I think the results that we see in this other question are really made more stark in this question. Now, in this question, we simply asked, do you support or oppose automatically banning all abortions in Texas if the Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade? There's not a lot of gray area there. You either have to, agree or disagree. Only 35% supported banning all abortions, and 54% were opposed. And within that 54%, 42% were strongly opposed. So I think that, what this has done has put pressure on Republicans, and particularly Republicans that are running for election this cycle, because what the legislature did in 2021 actually went beyond where most Republicans are. If you'll recall what we said earlier, more than 40% of Republicans think that abortion should be available in cases of rape, incest, or a threat to a woman's health. That would not be the case under the current trigger law. And so there's a real possibility that for a lot of Republicans, the current situation is going to be beyond what they actually want.
Now, while we're waiting to see what the Supreme Court will do, Oklahoma's governor just signed an abortion bill similar to the one Texas has on the books. Like the Texas law Governor Abbott signed last year, the Oklahoma law bans abortions once fetal cardiac activity can be detected. Now, the enforcement mechanism also copies the Texas law. Private citizens in Oklahoma can sue abortion providers or anyone who helps someone obtain an abortion. The Oklahoma law took effect immediately after Governor Kevin Stitt signed it yesterday. The Texas law, of course, took effect back in September of last year.